in school? Anybody give you problems? You
No.
deck anybody? You just walk down the hall and deck somebody?
No. I was. I mean, but when I was a kid, I love watching. I love watching boxing. I wanted to do that as a kid, but just didn't do it. So.
Yeah, I like this a lot better anyway. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
Whole thing instead of standing there but yeah, like you said, punching each other in the face for 15 rounds. You can take it to the floor.
Yeah. There's a lot more aspects to the sport. I mean, the kicking, the punching, the elbows.
Does that chain link hurt on the side of your face when it's being because that to me also looks very painful.
It's not. I mean, the only time I've ever gotten hurt with the fence was one time in practice. I took somebody down and my face, it slid all the way down.
Like a cheese grater.
To the bottom, and the bottom had the point sticking out. So my head hit it, and I had like 4 stitches right on my forehead.
Was that your worst injury? What was the worst thing that happened to you in the cage?
In the cage, nothing really in the. I broke my hand in the cage. But as far as the worst stuff would probably be like during the workouts. I mean, I've gotten knee surgeries, foot surgeries, hand cuts all the time. I mean, it's common.
Yeah,
you get cuts all the time.
Have you been knocked out?
No, I haven't.
No one's ever knocked you out?
No, not in practice. I mean, I've got my bell rung definitely. You see little stars, but not where I've been just completely out.
Wow, you never been laid out and then open your eyes and gone, where am I? Wow.
Well, Carwin is fighting somebody. I think Shane's he's a really hard puncher. He seems like his punches are extraordinarily unpleasant.
He is. I think he's definitely one of the hardest punchers in the UFC. I mean, he has a lot of power when he punches.
And how long does it take you when you start to train? Because it's like that. You guys almost make it look like easy to be in shape. Like you just see these guys always in shape and ready to go. And like, when do you start? Like now, will you fuck around for a little while and just kind of eat what you want and then get back to training, or do you just kind of stay trained the entire time?
Yeah, usually. For me, I'll take a week or 2 weeks off, and then go back to the gym, and then start off slowly. It'll be like a whole week of just hitting the bag, light workouts. Don't even practice with the team, really. Just kind of do your own thing for like a week, and then slowly start getting back into it. And then training camp usually is around like 12 weeks, so we'll train all the way up until then, and then that's when that really hard training starts.
I've always wondered this too, as somebody. I mean, you may look at me. I look like a fighter, but I'm actually not. And it's always weird asking a man questions. We're just like 3 chicks. What's it like to be strong? What do you do? Do you ever have to shit when you're fighting? That would always been my greatest fear. Besides getting beaten up, that I would have to shit while I was fighting somebody.
There's certain in the like getting ready in the back room, there's certain guys that have certain things to do. Okay,
rituals.
Yeah, well, that just don't have control over it. I know one guy. I'm not gonna say any names, who always throws up in the back room before he goes out. Like they're just a mess. They don't really want to go out there.
Wow, nervous.
Yeah, really nervous. Throw up. I have another guy I know who pees the whole time back there. Will not stop. Like, we're about to go out, and I'm cornering him, and he's like, okay, wait, I have to go pee again. And just boom, nonstop. Wow. Another guy who would just shit back there, yeah.
Wow. And then there's one guy who does all of those things at the same time. So the guy who pees, it's like a nervous thing. It's like a weird thing. You're just trying to empty out.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a nervous thing, but then once they walk out there, they're, completely different.
Now, Jimmy, you want to keep your streak alive? You've been put in some holds over the last year here.
Well, what we've done is we've had, because I'm always amazed at the beatings you guys take. We've had BJ put me in a, what was it, an arm bar?
I was
curious as to what that felt like.
For a second. Okay. It was like for a split second, and Jimmy went, only
because you see it and you don't know what it feels like. Yeah, I'm like, what is that? It wasn't like I didn't think he could do it. He actually did it sitting, and I have such a weak chin, he had trouble getting his leg. It was really humiliating for everybody. And then Randy Couture put me in I wanted to feel what it was like to be, not choked out, but just to feel that.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking horrible.
Jimmy lasted a half a second on that one.
Yeah, I don't try to play tough.
You tap out real quick.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what a good move.
I would go with the punch to the face, Jimmy.
No, I don't want to do that.
No, you don't want real hard.
He's a hard puncher.
Maybe one of the WEC guys.
There's the video of the arm bar.
It really. Now, how is this the way a fighter should look at it? Can't even get it on my.
Look at this. Within 2 seconds, you tapped. It's like, yeah.
Kane's laughing at you, Jimmy.
He barely put any pressure on you. But you can pretty much get the description if you just you have a full barbecued chicken and you twist the wing off. That's pretty much what it would have done to Jimmy.
Well, I didn't realize that when guys put an arm bar, I didn't realize it was pulling you from both directions. Like, it's obviously hurting your arm, but your chest is going the other way too. It's like you're really fucked. What would you say?
Wait. Here's now Randy giving him a little choke.
This is just embarrassing at this point.
He's getting at the crook of his arm, and Jimmy's.
Watch how long he lasts.
I'm making sure Randy knows this is not for. All right.
Yeah.
Well, and it starts tap.
And then Jimmy just goes, wow.
Here's how fast it goes. Start tap. Start tap.
We're just thinking, is there something you can do to Jimmy that's relatively safe?
Okay, I can do
I don't like the fact that he's so eager. Like, before you finish the question, he's like,
I can do a guillotine, which he'll be right here. And
a guillotine, Jimmy? You're going to do a guillotine?
Sure, that sounds like it's pleasant. Good.
Oh, okay.
The guillotine.
All right. Guillotine.
Now, what exactly, just for the people at home, what exactly is the guillotine? Is that when I'm standing up, and you're standing up, and you have my neck, and it's kind of like he could lift me by my neck.
Yeah.
Hence the name guillotine. Now, how does one prevent you from doing so? By you would feel the tap if I tap you.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Kane's a professional. You'll be all right, Jimmy.
How hard you tap.
This continues the tradition of
I love it.
UFC guys just beating up little Jimmy.
Okay.
So Cain Velasquez.
I can get this a bunch of times. I mean, if a guy shoots in, you can catch it here, or if I'm on the ground, I'm trying to get up somehow. I'll push the head out to here. This is basically this. And I'm just lifting it.
Now, just so people know, Cain is standing facing me. I'm facing him. And my head is kind of down, almost like I'm charging his armpit, which would be a really stupid move to charge his armpit. And he just kind of grabs me, and then you pull up.
Yeah.
Well, let's try that just for a second. But I mean a second.
Do you have a safe word, Jimmy?
Yeah, ouch.
Okay.
You won't be able to
talk.
Okay. All right. I'll tap. I'll tap. Believe me, you'll know.
You'll know, yeah.
You don't spit out the gum, and you don't want to choke on it.
You don't want to choke
sure,
on your
I'll spit
gum.
out the gum.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Do you have any false limbs you want to remove before I do this?
There we go.
Okay.
Jimmy looks nervous.
Here it is, and the sound he made.
That's the worst, because if you do it really good, like we do it in practice, that'll make you gag and everything too.
Jimmy went.
Yeah.
Wow. I understand why guys would want to shit, vomit, and piss before, because you don't want to deal with that during the.
The noise you made.
That's like taking the arm bar and the choke and then multiplying them by 3. I didn't think you could get any more unpleasant than that.
What did that feel like, Jimmy? Did you feel impending death if that was any longer?
All you think is, please, please stop this. There's nothing you're gonna do.
You aren't ever getting out.
You're
of
putting
that.
the pressure. What part of your hand are you putting the pressure with? Is it your?
This is going right.
It's right in the.
It's like
the bone part of the wrist.
Yeah, the bony part of the wrist, right in your throat.
All right, Jimmy, you don't know? You want me to do it again?
Oh no, that was really very.
All right, I just want to make sure.
He's got the. Sam has good footage here. Let's hear the noise. Oh. I'm such a faggot. I just tap immediately. You don't want to make that noise.
Was that the worst of the 3?
Yeah, it was.
Really? Worse than Randy's and BJ's?
They were all unpleasant. How does a person get out of that? Once you're in it, you can't get out of it?
No, you can. You got to come in, fight the wrist. The thing is, I put a lot of pressure right here, so it's cutting off the air. I mean, it's not cutting off the blood; it's cutting off the air.
It's hard to fight when you can't breathe.
Very uncomfortable. So you got to get a little bit of space in between here, then turn that neck so you turn it this way.
So there are guys.
So you keep your windpipe away from that.
If it's tight, I mean, it's hard to get this down so you can get that. But I mean, if you're sweaty and then it makes it a lot easier.
A little more.
You got balls, Jimmy.
Jim Gaffigan is back. Jim, do you want to come sit up here? You're sitting in the back there.
Jimmy. Jimmy's got a seat over there.
Jim, Jimmy's a great comedian here. You sit up there, and I didn't mean to keep you in the back there. But Gaffigan was. I turned around and realized he was laughing at me.
He was laughing hysterically.
Jim, you used to wrestle, didn't you?
I wrestled in high school. I mean, watching this, it's pretty insane because there's doing it. At least you guys watch it. I'm sitting back there going, I guess it's not on the Lifetime channel. I have 3 little kids, so it's I don't even.
I love how Norton was sort of setting you up, going, you wrestle, meaning the next question would be, why don't you guys play around a little bit on the
mix it up a little bit.
Not at all.
But no, Gaffigan's a strong dude, and it's to see. I don't know how anybody gets out of that situation.
Yeah, how does a guy get out of that? That's trained.
You just fight the wrist. You try. I mean, get separation.
But you gotta
past that initial feeling
you
that we
have to
saw.
last,
in Jimmy's
you
face.
have to last longer than Jimmy did in order
How do
to
you,
try
though?
to start getting out of
You
it.
definitely got to be in there, a while to get comfortable in there. I mean, it's cutting off the air, so I mean, you'll learn just to kind of fight through that and just kind of.
But he would be
fight it out.
applying full pressure like that. He wasn't applying full pressure.
That wasn't even full
no.
pressure.
Well, I didn't have the chance to.
Well,
It was too quick.
when you see in an actual fight the strength that's being used to pull up like that, you would think the windpipe is going to collapse or the neck's going to break. It's just amazing the amount of energy and the lack thereof that it took to make Jimmy make a gurgling
But
noise.
I really made that's not a fighter noise.
no,
Fighter does that.
You sound like a baby that dropped his nook.
How about we talk a lot about Fedor. I'm surprised he didn't go to UFC, but a part of me thinks that he might have been. The more I see the heavyweight division in UFC, a part of me thinks that his people might have thought he was going to lose to some of you guys.
I don't know. I mean, for him, I've always looked up to him. I think he's always been definitely, the best heavyweight out there. As far as, just because he's always mismatched in his size. He goes out there, fights guys who look a lot bigger than him, but he has so much power. On the ground, he's so good. So, I think he's definitely one of the best always out there.
What was it that tapped him? What the guy's name was? Wordham? Who tapped him?
Verdum. Tapped him out with a triangle. Yeah.
Which is what? It's the guy. What Fedor does, he knocks you down, then he gets on top of you and he really pounds you. But this guy seemed like he almost set him up for that and was like trying to get him.
Yeah.
And now a triangle is exactly what?
He had that hold as a triangle. It can be a choke, but then he also had the arm too. So he was cranking on the arm also.
It's when you're on your back and the guy is like leaning in, say he punches you, and then you triangle your legs around his arm and neck.
Arm and neck, yeah.
So you're cutting off his air and twisting his arm.
Yeah.
And he seemed like he didn't want to tap.
It could look like you're getting your ass handed to you, and then in a split second, the other guy's going, I've had it, I've had enough. And sometimes you look and go, what just happened? I have no clue what happened. And you check out the replay and go, wow. That was a fast move. Legs wrap around, the arm goes, and you're breaking the guy's arm.
Yeah. It's definitely that quick, but Verdum is really great on the ground, and he has a long leg, so standing over him, throwing punches, it's dangerous.
You look like a guy because Cain's a really nice guy, but in the face, really does not fucking play games. You can see that. As we're talking, I'm looking him in the eye, but I'm trying to let him friendly talk. You don't want a fucking fighter to think you're making eye contact.
I was on the elevator with him, and I looked at him and I was like, "This man has killed people." I was like, "This is someone I'm going to be very gentle with." I'm like, "All right, but I don't have any questions. All my questions feel girly. I'm like, what color shorts do you wear?
Well, you got to ask him one question.
We're not having manly questions.
I just have to imagine there has to be someone who punches you where you're just like, Christ, I didn't know that guy